sweeties, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Sweet Life of Mary Kay. I'm Sweet Mary Kay, and if you watched my last video, you know that I have my best friend with me. We're just having conversations about friendships and how important they are. And so for this conversation, we wanted to talk about nurturing friendships.
And nurturing, y'all, if you didn't know, is just to help the development of something. There's some tips that we're going to talk about today on how to nurture the friendships.
We got them written down because we don't want to just be babbling off. And so the first thing that we talk about is checking up on one another.
Yes. So in adult friendships, it's different. You're working. Some people may have children and families and stuff. So, you know, there are going to be times where you're not talking to each other every single day. You might go a week or whatever. But even during that week, check up on the person. Hey, I'm thinking about you.
And don't assume that, don't take stuff personally, and don't assume it's always about you. Yeah. Because there are times where, like, even myself, I'd be like, dang, I ain't talked to her in a minute. And it don't really be that long. But because we talk a lot, it's just like, but it's like we both have stuff going on. You just never know what someone is going through. And so a simple checkup is how you nurture that and find out if there is anything going up. So don't be prideful. I would say don't be prideful and don't be selfish. Like that's ways to nurture a friendship because it's you have to work together. And so it's just a quick text. And that goes back to what we talked about in our last video. What's their style? What's their preferred style? Everybody don't want to FaceTime. Everybody don't want to call. If it's a text, it's just like learning that friend and knowing, okay, I need to check up on her in this way. If she got kids, at nighttime might not be the best time because the kids might be right. If it's in the daytime, she might be more free. So it's all about learning your friends. Like
learning your friends because not everybody is a prayer warrior. It takes nothing to just check up on somebody. You don't have to sit there and pray for them for 15 minutes or all this other stuff. It takes nothing to be like, hey, how are you doing? Or hey, I noticed something. You know, even if y'all spoke prior and you knew they were going through something, then y'all haven't spoken for maybe a couple of days after that. Just checking on them like, hey, I know you were going through something. Are you feeling better today? How are you? You know, just nurturing that. I brought up not everybody is a prayer warrior because when your friends are going through something, like that's why I said knowing your friends. Okay, they may not be expecting you to pray for them.
That conversation.
Right, but you can just simply be like, I hope you're feeling better today. You know, I know you were going through something. I hope you're better today. How are you?
On the other side of that, and if you're that friend that may be going through something, receive that. Like, don't feel like, dang, why you checking about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, because we talked about that. It's like, dang,
I'm always the one going through stuff. You always have to check me. Like, it's like, no, I care about you.
Exactly. And allow your friendship to be nurtured. And so another thing we want to talk about is
spending time with one another.
Spending time with one another.
So after this video, we're gonna walk. Like we're just gonna go on a walk. You know, and sometimes you don't have to just have all these activities planned. It's as simple as coming over and y'all just chilling on y'all phone.
Literally just being in each other. We do that all the time. And in the beginning of our relationship, like it was just kind of like, for me, I was like, why are we doing this? But as we've grown, it's just kind of like, okay, hey, I'm about to come over. I might have my computer with me. She might be like, I'm in the shower, I'm cleaning, I'm in my room doing stuff. It just takes just being in each other's presence, and you'll learn a lot about people by just being around them.
And observing them and just watching them, and then that helps you in turn love them.
Spend time together. Be intentional about that. Don't ever neglect your relationship because if not, you'll kind of get distant and it's like, dang, we haven't linked up in a while. But it's like, okay, let me be intentional. And also, speaking of intentionality, don't just wait for the other person, and don't feel like you let it be equal. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can be like, well, dang, I hit her up. Don't be like that. Life really do happens, and so sometimes I might hit you up 5 times. Okay, that don't change the relationship. Just do it. And so don't be prideful.
Absolutely.
Don't be prideful.
It all comes full circle.
It does come full circle. So the last thing, we kind of hit on this when we talked about doing checkup messages, but just like meaningful messages, like, hey, I want you to know that I value our friendship, or hey, I'm thinking about you, I love you, or even things like sending memories. We do that a lot sometimes. We just send pictures and videos. And so it's just like little stuff like to let people know, like, I'm thinking about you, I care about our relationship, you're important to me, I'm important to you. And just even those, just like, sometimes I think we've done this before, like we might post each other on Instagram or something.
Like just randomly,
it's just
like
different ways. Like,
I'm so grateful for you, thank you, I love you, just
Yeah, and so it's just like this is just so simple but powerful. Like it doesn't take much. And another way to nurture friendships, even though we talked about communication, is through the disagreements and conflict.
Absolutely. Those strength, and we said in the last video, but it's so important that we're gonna hit on it again. Those disagreements bring you closer.
Yes, you really learn from it because you learn what to do and what not to do. And so when you're talking about healthy disagreements and conflicts, what does that look like?
Healthy disagreements and conflicts are sitting down and actively listening, are really hitting on the points. It doesn't always mean it's the termination of the friendship. It just means these things need to be talked about. Like we said, people somehow, for whatever reason, understand and click it when it comes to romantic relationships, but then when it comes to friendship, it's like, oh, it's automatically a problem. You should just be over it or whatever. No, healthy disagreements look like, look, you hurt me because of A, B, and C. And the response is, you know what? I apologize that made you feel that way. That wasn't my intention, yada, yada. What can we do to make it better in the future? Healthy disagreements look like sitting down and respecting one another's feelings and talking about it. You must talk about it. It's okay.
And I think that's why we kind of like re-highlighted that, because the way that you nurture something and develop is to go through those developing moments. Like that's what develops a friendship. It's like, dang, you pissed me off, you hurt my feelings, but I love you enough, I value this friendship enough, I want to nurture this friendship enough to talk about it and go through it.
And this gets brought up so many times because my friendships, y'all, the things I've been through in the past, women do not want to talk to their friends. I'll have an answer, baby. Please tell us.
You know what? Yeah, because we don't have it all figured out. I don't know why that is. And like I said before in the other video, I think it's just like friendships has always been like, oh, my girl gonna always be there. And that's unhealthy. That's not the way to think. You really should not put your friendships in that situation.
Thinking that no matter what you do or whatever, they're just gonna take it and it's okay.
Because people have boundaries and stuff like
that. Just like it's soul ties with romantic, it's soul ties with friendships. And sometimes you have to cut those cords too. And they will be cut if you think that somebody's gonna keep being there for you and you do not nurture the friendship.
Exactly. Another key component to nurturing the friendship is forgiveness.
Yes. Because you can talk about it and, you know, y'all have those discussions, but if you still didn't really forgive and release, then it's just going to keep piling up still. It's going to cause tension within that relationship. So you truly must forgive and realize that everybody's different. Even your best friend. She's different or he's different than you. So you need to forgive them for their mistakes and, you know, move on from it.
And that just made me think about, like, truly pride again. Like, don't hold on to that stuff. You gotta be willing. You can't say, oh, we're gonna have this conversation and I value this relationship, but then I'm not gonna hold on to it and hold it over your head. That's like so contradicting. So you really just gotta be mindful and just make sure you're just putting in the work. That's we said that.
We said that last time.
You gotta put in work.
Take work.
And you gotta put it in. So without it, it's just not gonna be right, and it's not gonna be full of nourishment. It's not gonna grow.
It's gonna wither away because in order for it to nourish and grow, if you don't nourish and grow.
If you don't water, you talking about go ahead. It's like what you water won't, what you don't water. I don't know
that part.
It's a phrase, y'all know
something
it. So
and if you don't do it, it's gonna go away. And don't be mad when it goes away because you didn't put in the work for it to stay. That rhymes. I'm a little artist.
Okay. So really, we didn't have like just this big old profound long message. It's simple. Nurture your friendship. Like that's important. Covenant relationships are one of the most important relationships you can have. It's important. And so per usual, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have anything to say, comment below. And if you feel like this video could be beneficial to anybody, do not be selfish and share the link with them. Connect with me on Instagram at sweet_MaryK.
Connect with me on Instagram at Quatasia_beauty.
Subscribe while you're here. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.